Greetings, friends and fiends, and welcome to The Keep. I am Lindsay the Keeper, and it is my duty to protect this reality from eldritch horrors by reading tales from r/RPG horror stories. When it comes to playing D&D, a lot of times you want to play this game with a group of friends, which there is nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you can have amazing stories and adventures with them that you want to keep forever. I know I do. But other times, it can lead to disaster. There are multiple ways it can happen. Main character syndrome, becoming a that guy, becoming a rules lawyer, etc. You can't predict other people's actions, only your own. In today's tale, OP wrote their story about a friend group playing D&D that fell apart because a player didn't get what they wanted. But there is a twist. Not only is this an r/RPG horror story, but they also wrote it out sort of like an r/Am I the A-hole? Yes, I am saying a-hole because I am not skilled enough to censor myself. Now, sit back, relax, and cuddle up to your favorite tendril as I begin reading this horrifying tale. Enjoy! This story is written by Angel9508 with the title, Player Leaves Group and Takes 2 People with Them. Game disbands. Am I the a-hole? This happened a couple years ago in a friend group, and, admittedly, depressed me out of the hobby for a few months. A group of us were in a game together, DM'd by the players, Mo, at the time, significant other, Larry, of which they were also a part of. After months of brewing, I came up with my own world and all that. I pitched the idea to the group, gave them the basic info, and they wanted to give it a shot. I was super excited. The party consists of Mo, Larry, their best friend Curly, and 2 of our mutual friends. Yes, I'm going to call player, significant other, and their best friend Mo, Larry, and Curly. Why? Because I feel it might suit them well. The mutuals will just be nameless since this is between OP and these 3. I'm fairly lenient with rules, and when it comes to homebrew, I just ask they run it by me first. I also express how I'm trying to keep the game pretty low to the ground and casual. Our mutual friends tell me what they're looking for in a campaign. Our styles of play seem to mesh well in Larry's campaign, so I'm confident I can deliver. Larry and Curly say they want to have some RP focus. However, they emphasize they want Mo to mainly have fun. At the moment, I brush it off as I want everyone at the table to have fun, and didn't really pay the comment too much in mind. As we go into character creation, I get our mutual friends' info, and they're all set and excitedly ready to play. We have a gnome artificer in search of an ancient artifact that could lead to new magic, and a kobold pirate searching for their crew that betrayed them, and treasure, of course. Curly and Larry came up with characters that are essentially sidekicks to Mo. One is a goblin that acts as their pet, and the other is a homebrew race that acts as their protector. Mo handpicked a pretty overturned homebrew that I had to bring down, and they weren't happy I did that. I'm talking about multiple extra proficiencies, a free feat, and a heal at level 1 with no limits. It was pretty overpowered. Backstory-wise, the goblin was their pet and nothing else. I didn't get upset at this because I knew some people take a while to get into their character and form a backstory, so it was no problem. Larry was a similar case, but had this village and the life around it was actually pretty interesting. Though they were only adventuring for the sake of Mo's character. When it came to Mo's background, it actually had none as well. From what they told me, they popped into existence one day and trying to find out where they came from. I asked them to explain it a bit more to me to figure out what direction they wanted. They explained their characters are summoned creatures trying to find out who summoned them. I was rolling with it until they started explaining that this character is the summon of their character from Larry's campaign, and they wanted to go there and find them. I mentioned that the campaigns aren't connected and are 2 separate things, as the world Larry built his entire campaign, and I didn't want that. Mainly, I wanted to play in the setting I came up with. Now, I've DM'd enough to know that you can never get too attached to NPCs' plans or ideas you came up with, but the thought of leaving my entire world just to play in Larry's left a bad taste in my mouth. Especially after I had pitched this and everyone seemed excited for it. I tried to work with Mo, asking if we could change the goal a bit to keep it in tune with the setting. I even offered to have the party be able to communicate with the other world, only at a much higher level, so they can accomplish their goal, but staying in the setting. However, they're adamant on what they want, which is to go to the other setting. Larry starts talking to me about multiverse theory and interplanetary travel and how we can make it work. He goes on this for about an hour. I'm pretty stern and tell them it's going to stay in the setting as that's what I was sold them on. Not to mention, it's something they want to try out. I offer more suggestions that could satisfy their character's goal, but they kept saying no, as they only want what they thought of and won't compromise at all. After a while, it was getting late. I suggested we head out for the night. Just think about this stuff and we try to work it out in the morning. A few days pass and Larry sends me a message saying Mo doesn't want to play anymore. They, Larry and Curly, will be dropping out as well because of it. I relay this info to our mutual friends and they are disappointed. The game never picked back up. Additionally, the game Larry was DMing ended up getting put on hiatus because Mo wanted to take a break. We all agreed, but after some time, it slipped that they're still playing in Larry's campaign, but with them as the only character, and Larry was using 3 NPCs to accompany them. I am told by Curly that none of this would have happened had I done what Mo wanted. So after being out 2 games, I followed the hobby for a few months before meeting up with a new group and getting that love of the game rekindled. I don't speak with that group anymore. I'll find out what happened, but that's another story. But I definitely do want to know if there was anything I could have done better or handled more appropriately. I love catering to my players' ideas and goals, though when the goal is moving away from the setting, when it's barely started, I was a little hurt, especially when not all the players wanted to do that plan. Thanks if you read this all. Felt like laying it out and see what ideas people had. I'll take the L if I need to, if I was being the a-hole. Just wanted to get better. End of story. First of all, Pete, I have some good news. For the am I the a-hole part, I can tell you with full confidence that you are not the a-hole. Now, since you have asked for advice, there is no right way of being a good DM. It's all about learning experience. You can read the Dungeon Master's module from cover to cover, or even watch Matt Mercer's DMing videos, but it's like riding a bike. The first time you fall, instead of staying down crying, you get back up and learn from it and see what you can do to improve yourself. Here's an example from my personal experience of playing D&D. I have a total of 4 different DMs. Each of them had a different style. Are they wrong for not being the same as Matt Mercer? No, absolutely not. All DMs are storytellers, strategists, and even creators of worlds that they built for the players to explore. It will never be perfect, but you can always improve it through time. I am hoping one day that I can be as good as a DM as the ones I have played under. As for the 3 Stooges, well, I'm sure that Mo is getting a load of ego boosts and main character syndrome from Larry and Curly, but I can guarantee that they are the a-holes in this story. Now that the story is over and reality is still in a state of calm, I'm going to depart for now. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos. You can also send me an email if you have a particular story you want me to read on this channel. I hope to see you all in the next video.